Hello Gemini, and welcome to Soul Sundays. This is a reading for the 10th of February, 3-card spread for mind, body and soul. So let's get started. Universe and angels, messages and guides, my higher self, I call upon you now to give me a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Gemini. Please tell me what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. Can I please have 3 cards, Spirit, one for mind, one for body, and one for soul. Starting with the mind, I just want 1 card. What's the most important message for Geminis for the week ahead? That was my clumsy shuffling, guys. Not anything spiritual. 1 card for the week ahead, thank you. Just 1 card. There it is. Yeah, I was feeling it, hey. 4 of Hearts, depression. Now, I just literally posted a video on depression and my own battle with it and kind of what I've done to pull myself out of it. I will put a link at the end of this video so you can go check it out. You might find it helpful. I am getting, in terms of physicality, by the way, physicality, you've got to avoid allergens. So I feel like there's certain foods that you've been eating that you know you're intolerant to, stuff you've been drinking. Maybe you need to defluff, dust your house, get a humidifier, that kind of thing. But what I am getting is like my eyes feel really gritty. Too much screen time, Gemini. So iPads, iPhones, not just eye products, of course, like, you know, too much screen time, even Kindles, if you're reading too much Kindles, it feels like very weariness in my eyes, quite heavy. Whatever it is, you're doing too much of it. 1 for the soul, please. Gemini souls this week. What's the most important message? Which one is it? There. Preservation. Whew. Heavy. Okay, so 4 of Hearts, depression. As I said, I just recently did a post about my own personal battle with depression, so I want to kind of draw attention to it. And the reason why I've done that, sorry, I just knocked the camera, I know. The reason why I've done that is because it's been coming up a lot in my friendship circles, a lot of people I know that are battling and that are talking about it now. And also because I feel like it's a topic that we should talk about. You know, it's kind of like money. Everyone thinks it's taboo, and, you know, I really think that's crap. We should all share our successes and our pitfalls, because then how do we learn from them, right? I feel like in doing that, then we all grow together and we kind of go, yeah, well, I'm going to try that. If that worked for you, I'm going to try it. And I just feel like some of these subjects that were brought up or taught that we shouldn't discuss with people is where we go wrong, and where we kind of find our imbalances, and what leads us to looking for different answers and tarot videos on a Sunday to heal our soul. So if you are suffering, don't feel ashamed. We all go through it. Watch my post, it might help you. If not, you can always reach out to me and talk to me. My email, I'm always available, okay? This card, the 4 of Cups, normally speaks about someone who, in traditional tarot, who's offered a cup of love and who's bored. You know, that's kind of like, oh, I don't want that offer. That's, yeah, I know you want to take me on a date, but I'm not really that into you, that kind of thing. But in this particular deck, it speaks about weariness, which is ironic because I was just saying to you about how my eyes felt quite itchy. And if you look in the picture here, I mean, she's obviously in a melancholy state, but her eyes are watery and itchy. And I feel like that's something that's coming up for you this week, Gemini. It also speaks about structure and kind of being a little bit in limbo. Looking outward for happiness will cause compromise and bring disappointment. Look within, happiness is a way of being. Yeah, well, that's bloody easy to say when they're not in the moment, right? All right, let me read for you the meaning of the card. The 4 of Hearts whispers through a mist of emotion. There is trouble from seeing beyond the negative aspects of life. Certain experiences from the recent past are weighing heavily on the present. You are blaming yourself, another, or an outside situation for your current situation. Nothing has gone wrong. There is a bigger, loving picture beyond your view. Focus on one thing that is going well in your life. Open your heart and vision to other strengths in your life and add them to your gratitude list. In little ways, every moment is gently moving you away from pain and towards happiness. You are stronger than you know. Change is closer than you think. So a beautiful invitation there, another way of helping you through mindset kind of stuff. If you don't have one yet, invest in a gratitude journal. If you can't afford it, just get a piece of paper, anything you can write down, a spiral notebook, doesn't matter, okay? An old shopping list, whatever you've got, and just write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Do that now. Just whatever it is that you have in your life, and they don't have to be big things, right? Sometimes, I think on my gratitude list, I wrote that I was grateful for the cup of coffee I was drinking, because I know the value of that coffee and I know what it feels like to have $1.50 in your account and you've got like a couple of weeks until you get paid. So sometimes it's as simple as that, right? And the interesting part is there's been a lot of scientific study around the mental connection of when we give thanks and how it changes our energy and our vibration. When you actually do that and you give thanks for the small stuff, you watch how your mental state will start to change and the flow of energy will come back, okay? Body, avoid allergens. So this is what I was saying before about toxicity when it comes to food. If you're intolerant to something, like me, like I'm not really good with bread or cheese. I'm not celiac by any stroke, but if I eat too much of it and I love both, then I do get the nice little pregnant baby bump. Makes me look like I'm bloated. Sometimes I don't care and I just go for it. But if that's something that's like you, like if you are celiac, they're showing me bread, whatever it is that bloats your little tummy, maybe it's chili and spice and you can't eat that, or maybe it's just a particular type of drink, maybe it's coffee, alcohol, whatever it is, then it's telling you you need to kind of pull back. I'll read you from the book, okay? A health issue is caused or I can't even say that word, so I'm going to skip over it. Or is increased by an allergic reaction. Check the diet first, which we often binge on substances to which we are allergic. Well, isn't that the truth? That's what I was just saying. An appointment with an allergist may be necessary to tease out this causal substance. So if you feel like you have had something where you've had a reaction to, then maybe it's time to go seek an allergist. They're not always the best. I've gone and seen them myself and had rash tests and they don't pull up everything. So just bear that in mind. You will know, okay, intuitively when I'm speaking to you what it is that you need to give up that you love. It says, once the diet's been investigated, check your home. This is what I was saying about dust and different allergic reactions. So this could be where I'm getting the watery eyes from. Maybe it's a change in the season. Your body's immune system is responding in appropriate ways, and it's now up to you to completely avoid the toxic irritants. Ask Archangel Raphael for help in making healthful changes, such as reducing cravings to allergens, detoxifying your home, or moving into a new home in an area with cleaner air. And then it goes on to talk about asking for healing, attend a 12-step program such as Alcoholics Anonymous to heal the allergy-based addictions, particularly if alcohol is something for you that's a hard thing to give up, that it's a vice. Time to move to a healthier environment, buy an air purifier for your home or office. Make sure that your bed pillows and covers are free of allergens such as dander, feathers, and dirt. It's a really big one, right? Your sleep hygiene and how you're sleeping at night. So if you feel like maybe it's time to throw your pillows out and you haven't done that, maybe you've got really old pillows, there's a really good thing that you can start. Just that in itself will help you sleep better, okay? And finally, preservation. So for the soul this week, it's telling you, well, I'm just going to read it actually. It's a pretty interesting card, right? I always think of, I'm just going to hold it up for you, the Day of the Dead. You know, that's what I think of when I see this card, but it's interesting the rebirth that's coming through. And I also see a nun coming through quite clearly too. So anyway, a dream is dormant, not lost. You have an ability to accept something positive, a slow awakening to love. It is okay to take your time. Emotional barriers. Self-preservation may have become self-sabotage, rejecting opportunity due to fear or anxiety. The dismissal of kindness or a doubt over someone's intention is unwarranted. So this speaks a lot, and Gemini, you tend to have this ability to putting this massive wall up, right? But I feel like it's more like the self-preservation. So it's like, I'm just not going to entertain that, or they don't really care for me, and that kind of negative self-talk that goes round and round in a spiral. So you're self-sabotaging your progress and putting up these barriers to actually being emotionally vulnerable. And you know, it's really interesting when I have these two cards together, when it speaks about your mindset and your soul, I really feel like this is what you're doing to try and protect yourself. You're putting up all these barriers going, I'll be okay, I'm just going to block that, I'm not going to let them in, I'm not going to get them close. And I feel like for you this week, the key to overcoming them and to finding balance again and harmony and the happy juice is really about being vulnerable. All right, Gemini, pretty intense reading. They've all been intense so far. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps the channel more than you know, and I'll be back with you next week. Take care.